What's up everybody, Jacob Blank back with another video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about how I did a $62,000 wholesale deal in Scottsdale, Arizona. Make sure you watch to the end of the video to see how I did this massive deal. Also, if you're not already subscribed, go down below, hit the red button, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me reach more people and impact more lives. But other than that, let's get right into the video. All right, so that's right. I did a $62,000 wholesale deal in Scottsdale, Arizona. Let's start off with how I got the lead. The lead was a cold call lead. It came in from my cold callers and it came into our podio, and that's when my acquisition manager went after the lead. He called the lead and the seller mentioned to him that he wanted to move back to Yugoslavia. After he got his COVID vaccine, he was going to be able to move back there and live with his wife once again. The seller stated he wanted to be out of the property in 2 months or less, and we were like, okay, great, that's awesome. The seller actually was 92 years old, but he acted like he was 70 years old. He had so much energy and he was ready to move and ready to get this done. A lot of the times you'll find when you're working with those a little bit elderly sellers, they're a little bit slower at getting things done, they're a little bit slower at moving, they're a little bit slower at making a decision on when they're going to be able to move, they're a little bit slower at finding where they're going to move to. So when you find a seller like this that's 92 years old, that acts like they're 60, 70 years old, with tons of energy, ready to get stuff done, you know you're going to be able to get a deal actually to the finish line with this seller. So then my acquisition manager pulled out the asking price from the seller. The seller's asking price was $420,000, and when we looked at the area, we noticed that properties were going for around $630,000 fully remodeled. So we knew we had a lot of spread there. We had almost $200,000 in spread, and we knew this was going to be a good deal. Now, we tried to negotiate a little bit because, again, when the seller's asking price is already a deal, you don't want to give them their price right off the bat because then they're going to feel like they lost. So we started at like $395 and we slowly went up till we were around $420. Now, the seller did not have email. The seller did not have a fax machine, so we actually had to go out to the property. So I went out to the property. I met the seller, super nice guy, super amazing, and we started to negotiate. We walked around the property. We looked at everything that needed to be repaired, and while I was there with him, I was mentioning what these things were going to cost me and how much work actually needed to be done to the property. After we finished walking around the property and we finished looking at everything, we sat down and discussed how he was going to move, how much time he needed, when he was going to get his passport to go, etc., 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 so we could have the full plan for him, so that way he felt comfortable working with me because I knew what needed to be done. I knew his plan, he knew my plan, and we were comfortable, we trusted each other to get this deal done and do the process together and make it happen smoothly. So we agreed on the price. We agreed on the $420,000. I got the contract signed. He read through it. He liked everything about it. He liked that it was 2 pages, short and simple, and he signed on the dotted line. Now with this deal, there was going to be a couple more interesting things that I needed to work out. The seller had a lot of stuff in the house that he didn't want to bring with him. He had nowhere to move. He did have some friends that were going to come pick up a lot of the stuff and take it and keep it or sell it, but he also needed to leave a lot of stuff in the house. So I knew when I was going to go to sell this deal, I had to negotiate with the buyer and let the buyer know, hey, there's going to be a good amount of stuff left in the house and that's going to come along with the deal. Is this okay with you? So that was a little bit of a tricky thing to work out with the buyers, letting them know that there's going to be a good amount of stuff left in the house. But at the end of the day, I put that point across to the buyers and they understood. So once I had 2 buyers that were ready to pull the trigger on the property, I set up an appointment at like noon on Friday and I went and I walked the buyers through the property. They liked the deal a lot. And I waited, like 10 hours after they saw it to hear their response, and my highest offer came in. That buyer offered $482,000 for the property. Keep in mind, I had it at $420,000, and he offered $482,000. I was asking $489,900 for the property, but I was still so happy that I got $482,000. Now, this was like 81% of ARV. So as you can see, buyers in Arizona are paying crazy prices to pay up to 81% of the ARV. It's crazy wild. So once I knew $420,000, $482,000. I had $62,000 in spread. I go, oh my gosh, this is gonna be an amazing, amazing deal. Fortunately, this buyer was super amazing as well. He put down $5,000 non-refundable earnest money right away. There was no problems at all. Super nice guy. I knew he was gonna perform on the deal. He was using cash. He wasn't even using hard money or private money. He was using cash in his bank. And he told me he likes big deals like this. So as you can tell, I was building that relationship with this buyer because I know it's going to make me more money down the road, and I'm going to be able to make him more money down the road as well. Value for value. This is a very good buyer, and now I send him every deal direct right when I get it. So that's something else you need to keep in mind. When you get a buyer like this that buys one of your deals, you make a good profit. The process is super easy. This buyer did everything they said they were going to do. You got to build that relationship with them because a handful of really good buyers is much better than 1,000 shitty buyers. But yeah, basically got that buyer locked up, had him sign the assignment contract, had him deposit $5,000 non-refundable earnest money, got the seller to get all his stuff out for the most part, do the best he could, and then we moved forward to the close. Title did all the work, and then boom, once we got to the closing, they set up signing session for the seller, they set up signing for the buyer, and boom, it got closed. It was super easy. That's what you got to realize, guys. Sometimes these big deals are so much easier to get to the finish line than these tiny deals. A $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 deal could have way more headaches than a big deal, and it usually does. So I love when we're able to get these big deals. And if you go back and watch the video I posted last week on Friday, it was teaching you how to get bigger deals. Now, the reason I was able to get bigger deals on this deal, the reason I was able to maximize on this deal was because I sent the deal out really high. I sent the deal out at about 82% of ARV, and I sold it at 81% of ARV. I sent super high. I gave it 48 hours before I accepted any offers or before I walked any buyers through the property. That way I could have all the offers flow in, and I was able to maximize in that way. Right? So super amazing deal. Sometimes you're going to come across these sellers where their asking price is already a deal. Stay calm, relax. Don't just be like, okay, I'll give you it. Negotiate with them still. Start a little bit lower and come up to their asking price. Because if you give them their price right off the bat, they're going to feel like they lost. And you always want to make the seller feel like the winner. And this is why cold calling marketing is one of my favorite marketing strategies, because I literally spent under $20 for the lead and it turned into $62,000. $20 lead, $62,000. It's wild. That's why I love cold calling. So if you want to get into cold calling marketing, you can use the same cold callers I use at thecallgenius.com. There's a link in the description for that. Also, if you want to use the same dialer I use ZenCall. There's a link in the description for a discount on the ZenCall dialer. I highly recommend you get into cold calling because, as you can see, $20 lead turned into $62,000. What a blessing, super amazing. And this helps us get closer to our 2021 goals, scoring big deals like this. And I actually have a couple other big deals in the pipeline right now that are already assigned. I have a $50,000 deal coming up, and I'll give you the breakdown story on that once it closes as well. But finally, to end off this video, I just want to give you some motivation. If you are trying to get your first deal, your second, your third, your fourth, you're trying to get bigger deals, just know that hard work beats talent. And we create our own luck with hard work, right? I don't have luck, and I don't think a lot of people do. But we can create our own luck with hard work. So just make sure you're getting out there every day, building relationships, networking, speaking to homeowners, comping properties, looking at property, and putting in hard work daily, and things will start to happen. Things will start to happen. Just get up every day, try to win, try the best you can to be a winner, and slowly these wins will pour into your life. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was interesting on how I did a $62,000 deal. I know there wasn't that many details to this deal because it wasn't that complicated. The deal went smoothly to the finish line and got closed. There wasn't a lot of problems to bring up in this video to talk about with this deal because it was a really simple deal and it made us big profits. But thank you so much for watching. If you have any video ideas that you'd like me to film, please comment them down below. Make sure you go down below, hit the like button, and also go down below and hit the red button and subscribe to the channel. It helps me reach more people and impact more lives. So I'd really appreciate it if you go subscribe. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Peace.